Hello again, YouTube. I know I only made a video a couple of minutes ago, but I'm going to make one now for you again. I'm going to start making some videos about each of the campaigns in the game. So, just run through all the countries, you see it all here. Yeah, so I'm going to start with my country, Great Britain. And as you see here, they have, I think that's Rupert's Land there, you've got the UK here, there's a load of island nations down here that they got. I'm just going to set it to World Domination. You can see you need to hold England and hold 50 regions by 1799. I'm not going to do any battles or anything, so I'll just leave them as they are. But yeah, let's get to it. I'm just going to let you listen to the woman as she talks.
Your first priorities as an island nation should be to ensure you have adequate naval defences in place, as a strong navy is the key to protecting your shores. Beyond that, maintain friendly relations with other Protestant nations, such as the United Provinces, Hanover, Prussia, and Sweden, as the ever-present threats from Catholic France and Spain may require joint action by allies in the near future. In addition to securing your position at home, look to the preservation of your colonies in America and the Caribbean. France and Spain are always interested in expanding their overseas territories, and your colonists will provide easy pickings for less scrupulous nations if left unprotected. There is also much unexploited territory in the Indian subcontinent. Gain a foothold here before your rivals do. The once mighty Mughal Empire is on the verge of falling apart, but it is still important to move swiftly. The up-and-coming Maratha Confederacy is ready to pounce their own and forge an empire. Allying with them against the Mughals could be a useful strategy. It is especially vital to act in India before the French gain a foothold and begin to work against you as they have in America.
Right, that was lovely. That was just lovely. So, yeah, going with what she said, your main rivals are going to be the French and Spain around here, around this area. You can see you're allied with the Dutch, which is always good. They're very good allies. And the Swedes, as well, as a Protestant nation, will always be on your side. We'll start with anyway. So, to be honest, you don't really need to focus that much on stuff at home. No, the French don't really bother attacking you, but I would recommend building up these ports. You'll have to get some technology, of course, but definitely recruit ships. Get nice big armies. If and when you can, get galleys. They're really underrated, but they have really good firepower. I mean, okay, compared to a fourth rate, you know, they're nothing. But yeah, they're nice and cheap. Get these gentlemen to go across to mainland Europe, and you'll get some, some technology. For those of you who don't actually know, you do technologies by going on here. And you just click on there like that. Now you're researching that. So just in case you didn't know that. Really, in Europe, you mainly want to focus on the smaller territories. So not necessarily Gibraltar, because you don't really want to start a war with Spain this early on. But definitely look at taking places like Algiers and Tunis. Maybe even take, if you really want to start a war with Spain, maybe take some of these islands here. You could also take Bastia from the Genoans, and maybe even Savoy. But definitely get a big fleet and a lot of troops and move to Malta. They have, I think there's St. John's, Knights of St. John. There's just some religious order. They are quite strong, but they've only got the one place. So as soon as you've taken them, that's it. They're out. Other than that, you could even take some fleets up here and try and take Crimea before the Russians managed to. But yeah, you can definitely move up here. And other than that, in Europe, you mainly want to focus on your government relations. So you want to get trade routes with all of these, or as many of them as you possibly can. And especially the minor nations. So the ones I always do sort them like this and find countries that like me, basically. So yeah, not really that much else to do in Europe. You could actually. It's just off the map here, so it's hard to see. But you could always take Iceland and use its ports up here. Ports are really important in this game. I really cannot overstate them. I'm actually going to turn the volume down right now because it's kind of hurting my ears a little bit. So if I just do that. If you haven't been able to hear me this whole time, I'm really sorry, but I'm really not going to do this video again. Don't care about that. Yeah, so that's ports. I cannot overstate how useful they are. That's how you make your money basically. So try and get as many ports as you possibly can and build them up. So over in what do you call it? America, that's the one. You really want to get to start with. You want to get some troops from Port Royal and possibly even the Bahamas, and send them over to Antigua and maybe even Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, that's about it. Just to give yourself a bit of leeway up here. See what I did there? Yeah, you get me. You're funny people. If you there is I don't know if it's here now in the objectives. No, there's nothing here. But usually, it will pop up and say that if you take, I think it's Savannah, which is there, and one of these other places, then the 13 colonies will join you. Do that, because these are not necessarily big armies, but they're there's the potential for growth there, and it's an easy 5 or 6 colonies to add to your total. What I always do is try and avert war with France and Spain at the beginning, and focus on taking out the Indian territories. They've just got tribes. They're not going to do that much damage to you. Like up here, always go from Rupert's Land up to the Northwest Territories and take that, whoever they are, the Huron Wyandot, and maybe even going up here to take out the Inuits. There's not really, other than that, after you've declared war on France and Spain, you take out their colonies here, try and take out Pueblo, the Pueblo nations, and Santa Fe as well. Oh, that's not Spain. They will become Spanish eventually, as long as the Spaniards are nice to them. And that's the Dutch colony. You want to wait until some of these factions start fighting each other in Europe and wipe each other out, especially the Dutch getting wiped out by the I think it's usually by the Spanish. That means that these places here, Dutch Guiana and Curacao, open up, and you can take them straight away. So let's move on to India. If you'll let me. There we go. India isn't that easy to do to start off with. You're quite a way away, and you need to build up a fleet to get anywhere near it. So, your best bet really is to get a big fleet of ships with a load of troops on them and land them. I think this side is usually the least defended. So if you can take, what was it, Orissa and Kiakaz, or however you say it, from the Mughals, then you're setting yourself in good stead. You could even, and I've never really thought about this, but you could even take down here in the Ottomans. They haven't got a very good army, they're very weak, and from there you can just expand east. You could even ally with Persia like I did in my other game and move down this way, or you could just take them as you go. It's really up to you. As for trade in the trade theatres, you shouldn't really bother with them to start with. That's more I think for the end of the game, or the middle. But definitely build up colonies and get as many ports as you can. So these island nations are fantastic. You can see each one has a port, and do that. So that's the UK done, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.